More Africans are still in the city of Kherson, awaiting evacuation from their governments or other arrangements. The Nigerian government had said it was discussing with Russian authorities on a safe corridor for evacuations. According to the Nigerian ambassador to Russia, details were still being worked on. It is not clear where they have gotten to with that yet, but it's been 1 month since the invasion, and we speak to some African students who have been stuck in the city since the invasion. Charles Ogaji joins us from Kherson. He's a mariner. Also, Mr. Babalola Deji, a volunteer with the group Diaspora Relief for Ukraine. They both join me on the program now. Welcome both of you to the program. All right, let me begin with you, Charles. You are still in Kherson, and it's been 1 month already since the invasion. You've been stuck there. I mean, how are you doing?
Well, thank you very much for bringing my life today. It's been 1 month. Actually, like you said, you're very correct. Isn't easy being in the basement for the past 30 days. This is one of the situations whereby no one has ever expected to survive. You think about our mental health, our ability, our thinking faculty, how we think about what is going to happen next to us isn't easy. Being in the basement is really something that we took so many time to think about how we're going to survive. But today, for the past 4 weeks, we've been trying to cope with the conditions. The times of going to refresh, times of going out, I think it's much better now that we can be able to go out and refresh and come back to the basement.
When you say situations are better than before, how so? And what's the difference? Perhaps the first 2 weeks different from the last week?
Earlier week, when the infection occurred, it was really a form of destruction, just like you see on the internet, just like you see all over the world. Nothing about this is fake. Everything is real. You know, sometimes when we live in an environment, you see missiles or war planes passing through the air. You hear a lot of blasts. It really doesn't occur practically where I am, but very close to us. But when you're listening to this, it kills you psychologically. And this time is a little bit better because we could be able to evacuate some sect of people. For the past 4 days, 4 set of people with the content of 4 in a car have been evacuated successfully to border. So it looks more better than before. We usually don't even use to go to the cabin, but at this time we can go to the cabin in the morning and return back to the basement at night. So it's a little better.
Okay, Charles, I'll come back to you shortly, but Mr. Babalola Deji has just joined. He represents Volunteer Relief for Ukraine. Thank you, Mr. Deji. Tell us about your assessment from all that you've been hearing, all you've been gathering. I know you've been in touch with lots of students and others that are still in Kherson.
With Babalola.
Yes. Thank you, Millicent. A volunteer for Diaspora
Go ahead, Babalola. We would like to hear what you've been able to gather, your discussions with students in Kherson and perhaps other Nigerians, what the situation has been from your angle as a volunteer of the relief group.
Okay. So we got to hear about Kherson. It was quite intense because they were stranded. Some people were stranded in the villages, and some people were stranded in Kherson Center. We had various people from various nationalities. We still have some Nigerians and Africans, like Don Charles Ogaji here, is still in Kherson. Although we were able to evacuate some people yesterday, they were able to get into Romania early this morning.
So we were speaking to Charles
said
earlier,
it.
and yes, Babalola, there's something Charles said that before now it was very difficult because of the destruction and the missiles. But I think things are a little calmer now. But how have you been able to, get those four out? I mean, Charles, I'm sure Charles wants to leave. What is that process taking you?
Well, we have we were able to locate, get in contact with some drivers that are experienced on the routes, and basically what they did was to get to checkpoints, slow down at some points, wait at 5 hours just so that they get report that the coast is clear before they continue. But so far, we've been able to evacuate people. We still have some people stranded on ground. We have about 20 people still left in Kasin. So we're hoping we get them out soon.
Charles, let me come to you, and this is asking about support, supplies, and a bit of that. Have you, been able to get access to all of that? And then your family as well in Nigeria, have you been speaking to them?
Yeah, okay, thank you once again. Concerning support, just like diaspora reliefs just said, the representative, they have done very well in aspect of supporting the evacuation of the first set of people who must have left to the nearest border. And they also try to make provision of how we're going to have access to food earlier. But the consequence of living in a war zone is when you do not have a steady returns of this item, you're really going to run out of them. And concerning the family back in Nigeria, it's been a situation as a merchant navy. I do not really give them the appropriate information about what is happening in the environment because they will be feeling so protected. So I give them the hope that everything is going to be fine while I find myself in this situation.
Let's talk about the Nigerian government. We've heard that they were planning to indeed take out some students, some Nigerians through the Russian route. What last did you hear about that plan?
Earlier, before the invasion occurred, I believe there are so many units, so many Nigerian in different cities who have tried to reach out to Nigerian government embassy. And their response to this set of people was, you find your way and be safe. Let's look at what is going to happen. We know that this is a war coming. This is an invasion. If you can reach out to these people, a lot of them tried personal information on how to get out of this place earlier, but because of the confidence, Nigeria embassy, the representative here has given most of the people in Ukraine, made them to look so relaxed until this imminent takes place. And concerning the present situation and the support we're getting from Nigeria, actually, I have not gotten any support from Nigeria relating to the evacuation of this set of people who have gone. And the plan of taking people through Crimea was unacceptable by some of the students in Ukraine because this is a human abuse from Russia, and you are expecting Nigerian students to go through the same route back to Russia, and they are students. How do you expect them to come back and study here if they are getting the stamp? So we look at this negativity aspect, and most of these people decide never to accept going through the route of Crimea and to the Russia. So a lot of them left behind, and who has caused a lot of drownings of people in the basement being stuck thinking, and the find it so difficult to live until these NGOs have to come in, like diaspora relief, come in and find a way, communicate with the citizen who could be able to find a safe route and evacuate so many set of people. And we could be able to leave behind because we set people to look after their safety first.
Charles Ogaji, we hope for the best that you can leave there as quickly as possible. And we also like to thank Babalola Deji, volunteer for diaspora relief, the support you're giving to Nigerians and other students that are still stuck in Kherson. Thank you both for joining me on the program.